All right, give it to me.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna
fake it
anymore. Now.
I hope I did that right. I know it, but
good
I don't
enough.
know it. Good enough. I've got
it was on the finale of Peacemaker.
It was on the finale. No, I remember. I've heard the song before. It's a classic song. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies, Nerds. You bully. I'm your host, Leroy, a.k.a. You Almost Got Titties Killed, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, a.k.a. Pumpkin Spice Cheesecake.
There you go. Okay, we're back. All right, and we're going to jump into it. Oh, also want to give a shout-out to our lovely co-host, the AI.
Oh, hell the Doombot.
Us, nobody's seeing, always watching us when nobody's watching us. So we appreciate the AI. Oh, yeah, back with another episode. And yeah, so I don't know if anybody's seeing this. You got to switch up my headphones on that. Maybe the last time I do this. But the only reason I'm doing this is because I have a story to tell about these headphones. I just really want to talk about these headphones. So here's the thing, Eli. I had these headphones about a year now. These are the AirPod Max Pros, thing like that. This is not sponsored by Apple because Max about to shit on Apple in a second. So they're not sponsoring us. The point is, what I'm trying to do, Eli, is that these things went out on me like this week. When Peacemaker came on, I'm like, let me put these headphones on. Let's listen to Peacemaker. They went out, completely went out. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I can listen on regular TV. Who does it? Fuck, is the 90s? So I bought them from Best Buy. I went to Best Buy. I'm like, I want to swap these out for some new ones. And because they were still under warranty, I got the Apple Care with and stuff like that. And they were like, they didn't go bad. I'm like, how you mean they didn't go bad? They went bad. He was like, nah, you lying. I'm not lying. I want some new headphones. Well, something you did, because obviously there's nothing wrong with them. So they blame me. They're saying that the headphones didn't work, but eventually they started working again. But so yeah, I don't know.
So Best Buy has always been like infamous for not like exchanging shit.
Yeah, they told me to go to Apple.
Fucking, I'd bring I brought like you got a shitty DVD and shit. You bring it back, they throw it in their DVD. It works fine here.
Right. It just magically works then and stuff like that. So yeah. So anyway, long story short, now that the AirPods work fine now. So I don't know. Maybe it was me. I don't. But I'm telling you, they didn't work, Eli. I'm not making this up.
Maybe they weren't compatible with HBO or DC or something.
I don't know. I watched it again because I watched it when I finally did get them work. I watched Peacemaker again, the season finale. That's why I have detailed notes on the season finale of Peacemaker. I watched it twice. So
analyzing, huh?
Yeah, I had to analyze it, so I caught some stuff on there. All right. Then we say we actually move to the podcast.
Yeah.
Enough about my woes and things like that. All right. So Eli, I'm gonna let you take over because I don't know what's going on here.
What am I doing?
Are we doing
Halloween? Are we doing Halloween hullabaloo already?
Whoa, slow down, man. Yeah, you always into the middle of the podcast already.
Well, you threw it to me. Like, what am I doing?
Halloween shit. All right. No, we're going to talk about rest in peace to Diane Keaton.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like I said, right. Well, only thing I know about Diane Keaton is that she got a bunch of crazy hats. Like everybody loves her hats. You know, and that's about it. Like, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen a Diane Keaton movie.
Well, she was in The Godfather.
Okay. I forgot she was in it. She was in The Godfather, but
what else was she in? She's been in some stuff like big like movies, but she's been in a lot of.
Been in movies, but it's just like I don't watch those movies.
Like that's what I'm saying. Is like she's been in a bunch of like comedies and rom-coms that's not my thing. You know, so she's been in a bunch of romantic comedies that I've never seen. So, but she's been busy. You know, I think she won. I think she was in some Woody Allen movies and stuff like that.
She's been in a bunch of Woody Allen movies. I was gonna say like that. Now, that's not the reason I haven't watched any of her movies because I know Woody Allen is a controversial figure. People want to say they don't fool him because he's a groomer, you know, or they don't fool him because he's possibly very much probably a pedophile. You know, you say something like that. Those are issues. But not the issue I have with them, if that makes any sense. Okay.
Disclaimer, Leroy does have issues with those issues.
I do have issues with that. Don't get me wrong. I do have
issues. But that is not the reason why he does.
I'm just saying. I'll put it like this. I had reasons with
Didn't
Woody
watch.
Allen before I knew about that stuff. If that makes any sense. Okay. Before I get
Now you really have issues with them. Now you have more issues.
Now I
with
have
them.
more issues with. I had issues with it. Now I have more
Not
issues.
only do I have issues with that, I have an issue with this. That's how you say it. Yeah.
Right.
Damage control.
Okay. Thank you, Eli. That's why we pay you the big bucks before it gets book canceled. Okay. I don't fool with Woody Allen because I think his movies are just.
So what you're saying is
right. No, but that's what I'm saying though. His movies are just too white, man. That's all. He just make white people movies. That's what. That's all I'm saying. Okay, you get what I'm saying though, right, Eli? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying like stuff. You can't ask a black person what's their favorite Woody Allen movie because they can't name any.
Hey, that's the reason why I never watched Clueless. It's just
Clueless is a good movie though, Eli. You might actually like it. But I'm just saying, like you don't ask a black person like what's their favorite.
Okay, so I should watch Clueless to feel cultured.
No, that's like the opposite of culture. Just saying. Oh man. But I think Clueless was like based on a Shakespeare drama, though.
Oh, I did not know that. Oh, so it's deep.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Well, okay, Clueless is a bad example then. That's why.
No, Clueless is a great example, actually. But I'm just saying, we're gonna move past it. It's like saying Wes Anderson. What's your favorite? Well, ask a black person what's their favorite Wes Anderson movie. They're not gonna give you an answer. Now, my personal favorite is The Royal Tenenbaums, but you're not gonna get that answer from every black person. That's just me, Remember, I watched Clueless also, but I'm just saying. But that's what I'm saying, though. That's why I didn't watch any Woody Allen movie because I tried to watch a Woody Allen movie. I'm like, nope, ain't happening. Nope. So that was before I knew all the other stuff. Now, then when I found out the other stuff and I finally got canceled, I'm like, well, good. Now I ain't gotta watch this stuff. I'm good. I'm clear. So yeah. So what are we talking about? Diane Keaton. Oh yeah.
Bullets Over Broadway. He made that? Didn't he make Bullets Over Broadway?
Who made
that? Was pretty funny.
Who made that?
I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Ask Jake. Is Jake around?
Jake don't know any damn Woody Allen. Oh no! First off, Woody Allen can't. Okay, we're adding Woody Allen to the list.
Okay.
Zack Snyder.
Okay. Let's get back to Diane Keaton. She played Michael Corleone's wife in the Godfather movie.
Okay, back to Diane Keaton. Okay, so we got her in there. All right.
The final shot of Godfather is her getting the door closed on her.
Okay. Now you bring it back to me. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's her.
Can we name anything other than Godfather?
Wasn't she in that one movie with Queen Latifah and some other white chick?
Shit, I don't know.
And they were stealing. They were like stealing money.
Latifah movies, but you said which
House Money? They're House Money.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like not House Money.
Mad Money.
Mad Money. Yeah, who was the white chick that was in it? It was another.
Okay,
Diane Keaton.
I've seen Mad Money. I've seen Mad Money. Okay, thank you, Eli. You gave me one. Okay, I seen Mad
Goldie Hawn or some shit. It was like Queen Latifah, Diane Keaton, and somebody else.
I watched that movie because Queen Latifah was in it. So I just said shit.
I think that's why I did too.
Yeah, it was just everybody. So
she's been in a bunch of those kind of comedies, like comedies and rom-coms, and but yeah. But she was in The Godfather.
I know we're struggling with this, but we just had to say it.
You brought it up and said it.
I had to bring it up. Like, we got to talk about Dan Keaton, but I don't know anything about Dan Keaton.
Well, there you go.
There you go. That's rest in peace to Diane Keaton. So yeah.
And that's why we don't get paid.
That's why we don't get paid. That's okay. Plus, I almost got to cancel that last
journey
also. So yeah.
Yeah. Good journey to Diane Keaton.
All right. No, also want to make another announcement.
No, Connie was Kay. Yeah. That was her name in Godfather.
Yeah. Also want to make another announcement. Dolly Parton is not dead.
What about her?
She's not dead. There was rumors around that she was dying on a dip, just like that. She had to put out an IG live video saying, "Y'all stop trying to kill me. I'm not dead. I'm alive, working."
You didn't know about this?
That's all. You didn't know about that? Okay. It was all over the news. It was everything. Like her sister put some news out, like Dolly Parton is in whatever health. Y'all pray for her and all stuff like that. And then it got so crazy. Like Dolly Parton came out like a couple days later, said like that, "I'm not dead." That's what she's saying in the IG video right now. She and she even named the date.
Okay.
When she recorded, like October the 12th or October the 11th or whatever like that. "I'm not dead. I'm still alive. I'm working." So that's all I wanted to put out there. So,
well, yeah. I did not know about this.
Yeah. Now, like I said,
finding out the news.
Yeah. We don't know anything about Diane Keaton. We know Dolly Parton. We love Dolly Parton. So
yeah, you're my news source. So
I'm the news source. I'm just like, it was crazy out there. So when I saw her put the IG photo out there, I'm like, okay, we need to help her get this news out there so we can be done with that. So yeah. All right, can we go to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay, no more dilly daddy, and let's get into it. Let's stop talking about white women we don't know anything about. Let's talk about this show. All right. So, like I said, we're going to talk about Peacemaker. I don't have a graph. I do have a graph. It's right there. Oh, okay. Peacemaker, like I said, the season finale aired this week on Thursday. It was done. So that is it. And I'm not going to just talk about Peacemaker, the season finale. I want to talk about Peacemaker, the season 2. How's it stack up against season 1? Did it stick the landing? Did the gun jam? That's the thumbnail, Eli. I don't know if you've seen the thumbnail, but yeah. Clever. McFly. Yeah.
James Pun. Waka, waka, waka.
Waka, waka. And that's why we get paid the big bucks. Okay. All right. So the thing is, we're going to talk about Peacemaker. And okay, let's just talk about the season 8 finale right here. What do we think about it? Eli, I know you got some notes, but can I go first? Okay. I'm going to go first.
Oh, good.
Yeah. All right.
I don't have notes. But so
you don't have notes. Okay. Season 8. No, I'm going to like this. Yeah, no, I'm going to just tell you. Okay. Season 8 was ass. That's all it was. Yeah. Episode 8 was ass. It was just, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that, James? What were you doing? What is this? Because I was loving episode 1 through 7. That was hitting. Each episode was ramping up towards something until season 8. And it just like flat. So yes, the gun jammed on season 8. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Now, is it bad because he didn't have any cameos worth anything? Because Deadpool didn't show up? Or Mickey Mouse didn't show up, or whoever the fuck he said but big cameo was going to show up? No, it wasn't bad because of that. It was bad because it was a bad episode. Y'all really need to get off this shit about, oh, I want Blue Beetle to show up and fight Peacemaker, shit like that. James Gunn never promised you that shit. All he said was maybe he'll show up, maybe he won't. Y'all ran with this shit. Y'all the ones that said this. That y'all did the same shit with WandaVision. WandaVision was the greatest thing known to man. Leading up to it, and then when it didn't give you what you wanted, then y'all shitted on it. It's the same thing with this. They're trying to tell a complete story. Now, I'm knocking it because it was a bad story. This whole thing felt like a season. No, it felt like an after credit scene to a movie we've seen. It felt like the whole season was 1 through 7. And this was definitely James Gunn stat padding. This is for basketball terms or sports terms, if you want to say that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Eli, you still there? Probably gone. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I was going to keep talking anyway. So, yeah, that's the whole point right there. So, the reason it sucked, I'm going to go into detail. Like I said, I had to watch this twice because of these bullshit AirPod Max we had on there. So, the reason it sucked, because let's break down this episode. You had 2 montages, not 1, but 2 montages. I hate montages. And montages should not exist in a TV show. The whole point of a TV show is you can stretch this out and do it so you don't have to have a montage. Why the fuck you have 2 of them in 1 episode? You had 2 band concerts in there. Why? If you need one, you can do 1 and be
with
done
the shittiest bands too, man.
Yeah, why you need 2 in there? So you had 2 montages.
I totally forgot Nelson existed. Until
I don't know who the fuck that is, Eli. So you got me on that one. So they singing and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't even know this song. I never heard it. Who the fuck are these people? I don't know them.
They're butt rocker twins. They're like they're the son of somebody. They're their son. They were twins, and then they got big in the '80s because they wrote some shitty butt rock music, and that's the type of shit I hate.
Well, those kids. They were one of those kids, were they? Nah, they weren't those kids. There were some kids. Though I think. Nelson,
but the music has always been the issue with the pizza. Yeah, Peacemaker has shitty music.
Yeah, but James Gunn loves it. He will talk for days and days and days about this shitty music. I was just like, man, we're done with this, man. We're okay, you know. So that's the thing. So you had 2 montages, 2 bands. So it basically felt like he was padding out a story that wasn't there. That's what the thing was going on. The story had no motion, had no momentum, no movement. It was just there. He just going through the motions. Oh, and I thought it was going somewhere with it. Like, okay, maybe they're going to break Peacemaker out and they're going to try to stop Flag. No, they didn't give a shit about Flag. All they did was just build their own detective agency. Like, the fuck? That's it? That's the ending? That's what we waited for. Now compare this to season 1 of Peacemaker. They stopped the fucking alien invasion with war, and Peacemaker had a jetpack, and you had fighting, and Justice League showed him and all this like that. That was an ending. What the fuck was this? It's just them walking in a okay. And honestly, when they stuck him in that other dimension, I was like, you know what? It would be funny as hell when they see him in Superman 2 and he just like bones and shit, like they've already picked him clean. Like that would be a fitting end to me. So shit.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if they make the what's that agency they made? The new Checkmate.
Yeah, Checkmate.
Watch we get a Checkmate cartoon or some shit, and we'll find out what's going on. And
that's probably what's going to happen. Hold on, let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, who is this? I probably shouldn't click this because I'm. Hi guys. Who is that?
Hi guys. I can't read that. I can't.
Here. Okay. What it do? What's going on? All right.
Yep. Thanks for listening. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for listening. All right. So, like I said, we what is the show about the show? Now we're gonna talk about some lore in there because that's the main thing people want to care about. They don't really care about the show. They want to care about the lore and the Easter eggs and all this bullshit like that. So yes, Checkmate is a thing in the comics. Sasha Bardo was a member of Checkmate in the comics. Mr. Terrific was a member of Checkmate in the comics. Matter of fact, I think they were dating in the comics, whatever like that. You know, I always knew Checkmate was going to show up in Peacemaker eventually somewhere. I thought it was going to be in season 1. I thought they were going to sneak this shit in there somewhere. Why? Because in the 80s, Peacemaker. Oh shit, I'm gonna talk about that also. Peacemaker was heavily featured in the Checkmate comics of the 80s. Everybody keep bringing up the Greg Rucka run. We love Greg Rucka. I get that, but James Gunn is pulling from the 80s run of Checkmate when it was first made, when Amanda Waller and Peacemaker and all these other folks like that. And I think Maxwell Lord, all the folks was in Checkmate. Yeah. So that's actually where kind of Peacemaker got his name from. And if anything, why James Gunn is so attached to this character is probably because of that. Can I say a hot take about James Gunn, Eli?
Sure.
Okay. I don't think James Gunn is the walking DC encyclopedia everybody thinks he is. Reason I'm saying that is because now what he knows. I give him that. People just think he just knows every single facet about DC and shit like that. I don't think so. I think he knows one aspect of DC, and I think he just knows that 80s post-crisis area because everything he's pulling from is that 80s post-crisis area. Maybe early 90s, late 80s, early 80s in that area right there. Because if he's pulling from Checkmate.
When he was a kid. That's the shit he liked. That's how I know, because when he did Maxwell Lord, like Maxwell Lord is his brother in this one. And he's like, are you going to have him where he turns evil and Wonder Woman's got to snap his neck and shit like that? He's like, nah, I hate that version. Reason you hate that version because that was a 2000s retcon. The version he knows is the version his brother is playing. And that's the only version he cares about. So he's like, no, there's not going to be some evil heel turn with Maxwell Lord where he kills Blue Beetle and mind controls Superman, all shit like that. That's the shit. That's when I stopped reading comics. So he's not going to do any of this shit. So don't expect to do that shit. And that's why Peacemaker is here, because Peacemaker for DC was popular in the 80s. And I think in the 90s, they killed him off. And that's why people don't know Peacemaker, even DC fans. Why do people give him much credit? Well, a lot of people don't. That's another hot topic right there. So that's going on right there. Also, the whole big salvation thing, the salvation dimension, planet like that. So James Gunn basically saying that's his end game. That's what he's been planning the whole time. Salvation. I've never heard of that, but a plan that is deep DC lore. So there was a comic run called Salvation Run. It was basically Joker versus Lex Luthor, Civil War villain type deal, stuff like that. It was that. But it's a lot of moving pieces to it. I've never heard the story before, so I went on DC Universe, read the whole thing last night. So cool story. Is it cool? Okay,
it's cool. I mean, should it be your end game? Should it be the story to Baker out? I don't really know. It was like a story, like you're stuck on another planet. You got Joker taking half the villains, Lex Luthor taking half the villains. Sometimes they fight, sometimes they team up, sometimes they go up to somebody else, sometimes they fight monsters, sometimes they fight parademons. It was cool. And then you just get off the planet, and then that's the story. So making this your whole basic, and that's probably going to be what Man of Steel 2 or Man of Tomorrow 1 or whatever it's going to be about. I guess. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I got. But other than that, like I said, for me, episode 8 was a letdown. Even the Easter eggs was a letdown. But up until that 1 through 7, I was loving 1 through 7. I thought this might be one of the best superhero shows that come out if they stick the landing, which they didn't. But up until then, I was loving it. I was leaving loving the subtext of it. I was loving because I mean the thing is that basically Peacemaker was doing pretty much every sign of depression you could think about. Think about this. Every time he went into the other dimension before he went there, he was always doing drugs. He was drinking, he was popping pills, snorting coke, whatever the fuck he was doing that, you know. So it was basically substance abuse, him tying that to that. That's why a lot of people think he was hallucinating it. And even when he basically wrote a suicide letter to them, saying I ain't never coming back. I mean, that's all that was there. And and then I ain't gonna say episode 8 completely sucked because there were some good things in it. The intervention scene, I like that scene, you know, but I get what James Gunn is trying to do when he's going through this whole thing right there. So he's doing the intervention. He's trying to show somebody going through a process and his friends are pulling him out of it, which is cool. But is that good for a superhero show? Because all most of the fans care about is where this shit leading to and what cameos are we getting. You know, he may be making it for the wrong audience. I don't know, which we will talk about later on with another project going on. But were there cameos? There were cameos. Let me see if I got one in here. Oh, we're gonna go. Okay, Sidney Happerson. That was the big cameo that we were supposed to get. So yeah. For Sidney Happerson,
well, we did have Lex Luthor, yeah.
Lex Luthor was a big cameo and did show up. So yeah, we did get the big one. But like I said, Sidney Happerson is from the 80s. He's from the 80s Superman comics. Because they dumbed down, I ain't gonna say they dumbed down Luthor, but Luthor wasn't like mad scientist genius he was in the 80s. He was just Donald Trump. So Sidney Happerson was the mad scientist genius, all that shit like that. He figured out Superman's identity and all that shit like that. So basically Luthor would be like, build me shit. He build the shit and that's it. But when Luthor got back smart again, back to the evil genius he was before, he kind of didn't need that guy. So he just kind of faded away. So Lex Luthor was the big cameo. Sidney Happerson was a big cameo. And I guess the big cameo of the last episode was Otisburg. That was the big one. Even if you didn't catch the connection, that's Otis, the same guy. Yeah. So I know that's a deep cut that nobody's gonna catch, but I don't care. I like it. So yeah. Yeah, that was all the connection right there. So yeah, you had Sidney Happerson snorting coke, and that was pretty much it. So, like I said, I wish this show could have stuck the land. It's almost like some people said that you could feel James Gunn getting burnt out on that last episode. You gotta think about it. He wrote Superman in the same year, Creepy Commandos in the same year, and then Peacemaker the same year. You almost feel like that by the time he got to the last episode, he was like, I just gotta get the show, just get the show.
And then directed
and wrote all this shit like that. I mean, that is a lot of shit for one man, you know. So yeah, maybe there was burnout. Who knows? Maybe it was. I don't know. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm just saying, I don't know.
I saw an interview with them where his wife, who plays Harcourt, was like, they were supposed to go on vacation, and she was like kind of hounding him, like, come on, we got to go, and blah, blah, blah. He quit working. He was like, I'm working on the show that you're in.
Right.
I'm busy writing the show that you're going to be in.
Right. She's giving him a hard time for that.
Yeah, I think they were on vacation, and he was like in the hotel writing or some shit.
So yeah, but like I said, I mean, up until then, he was firing on. I mean, like I said, up 1 through 7, James Gunn was firing on. So it was some good stuff in here. In my personal opinion, it's 1 through 7 is better than season 1 of Peacemaker because I felt like it was a tighter story.
That's a hot take right there.
You think so? It's a hot take. I didn't think that was a hot take.
Okay. Yeah,
I guess we can disagree, but yeah, but agree to disagree. But yeah, like I said, I feel like it was tight because, like I said, season 1. Every episode was an hour, so you did feel like there was some bloat in there and some time he had to fill up stuff. Where this one, every episode wasn't an hour. Every episode maybe like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Feel like it was a tighter scene to it, and plus the chemistry of everybody is better in 2 than in the first season. You can feel these are real friends in this season now, and you care for everybody in there, and they're trying to help each other out. Not saying they weren't in season 1. I'm just saying you felt it more in season 2. I felt like there were higher stakes. Like I said, the butterfly shit, I didn't really care about that plot in season 1, where I care about where they were going in this one, that other dimension where he's trying to get his family back. It's more personal in this one. Felt like we were going somewhere with this. But like I said, it didn't. But that's 1 through 7. Like I said, it didn't stick the landing, where season 1 definitely stuck the landing in that. So That's all I got with that one. But Eli, what you think?
I mean, I agree that it was anticlimactic. I've had a couple days to think about this, and yeah, you're right. They had all this build up, and this momentum, and then it just kind of petered out at the end. Like it almost felt like episode 7 should have been the finale.
Yeah, it felt like 1 through 7 is the season. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, because they built this whole thing up with the family in the alternate universe, and then this showdown with his family and all that, and then I felt like there's a lot of stuff there to explore, and they just kind of conveniently killed everybody, so now we don't have to deal with it, and that's where I was let down, because I felt like this whole season, this is my hot was unnecessary. Because all we're doing is exploring their emotions. This is an emotional journey. It's not so much about punching and heroes, and it's setting up lore, of course, setting up it was all basically here to set up shit, set up this universe, the expanded universe, and then sort of explore everybody's emotion. And I think with this episode 8, it was an emotional climax as far as like he got some sort of closure. Yeah, he got an emotional closure.
As comic book fans, do we want that?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's my issue. Like, okay, I get what he's trying to do, but in all that sense, did we really need that? We didn't really need that. And then this basically just, for me, it kind of felt like a commercial, and it's just doing what comic book movies and shows are just doing, which is setting up other shit and not really taking time to explore the present story. Because I felt there was a lot, especially going in. I thought episode 8 was going to involve his brother.
Yeah, showing back up or some shit. Yeah,
surviving, and he was going to showdown with his brother, but we didn't even see his brother.
Right.
And they might have hinted that his father in that other universe was not a Nazi or whatever, was not racist. And that's why he stayed.
I mean, James Gunn said that in one of those interviews, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that could have been something. Again, that would be something to explore, but they didn't. They killed them off. It's like, nope, we're going to bring up all these cool ideas and then throw them all away because we're not going to do anything with them. And because we got to set up 10 other movies.
Right.
And that's where I'm let down at. As far as the emotional journey, you're right. That where they're talking to Peacemaker and Adebayo is telling him how much she loves him and all that shit. I thought the breakup scene was very touching when she finally breaks up with her ex and says, "This is it. We're done. No more bullshit." I thought that was very touching, and it was all like an emotional climax. But was it enough to sustain a show? Not really. Sustain a superhero show and all that? Nah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's where I was at. So yeah, that's about all I got.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Eli, like I said, I was loving the show up until they dropped the ball so hard in that last episode.
Yeah, I was
not
too,
because Deadpool didn't show up. It's just because it just felt flat. It felt like he was just going through the motions.
Yeah, like when he went over to the other verse, I was like, okay, here we go. And it's gonna because you're right. I mean, the shorter episodes, they were more fast paced, and they did trim all the fat. We got there, and then it just wrapped it up all quickly. Like, really, that's it? His dad's dead. He's back in this verse, and then something. Well, maybe his brother's like I thought the brother was going to be a whole other thing, And then we would find out. We would get that sort of, explore the family dynamic, a little bit more, So, but it didn't. His brother didn't show up. They did all this shit. They set up, the new detective agency and all that shit, and they found their negative zone or whatever you're gonna call it.
Right.
And they're setting up shit for the next 10 movies, and that's basically all this was for. So, and that's where I'm like, they're doing what Marvel does now. So,
I don't know, but yeah.
So 3 out of 5 in the end. I'll just give it a 3.
Okay, because I got to go higher than you. So 3.5. 3.5 out of 5. I wanted to give it higher, Eli. I was on a high with this show. I was like, it even for a minute, it like broke the zeitgeist. It was like in like breaking social media trending and stuff like that for a minute, for a little bit, like, oh, what's going on in this Peacemaker show? And then it just kind of just went back to what it was before. So,
well, I like watching it. I like these characters. I laugh a lot. Like, it's fun to watch. It's just, it didn't give me, that satisfaction. You know what I mean? In the end, it wasn't very, it just kind of was a little bit of a letdown. Like, it feels like this is a cliffhanger. It doesn't feel complete. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like it's a complete story.
Yeah. So, I mean,
they
at
did all
this
this
point, I don't
building
really
up.
care what happens to Peacemaker, to be honest with you. You just leave him over there. That's it. I know he's going to show up again, but I don't really care.
Yeah,
I mean, detective agency. I don't really care about the detective agency either. So,
yeah, I mean, what can they do now? There's really
what can they do? I mean, because wasn't the whole point of it that Peacemaker told her that this shit is a scam anyway? Ain't nobody hiring people like us. They were only like ripping her off, like paying for ass like that. So why spend all this money on this when you already can't do anything? So I don't know. It didn't really make any sense. But, oh well. Anyway, can move on to next part podcast.
It was fun, but good.
Okay, now we can move on. So we're going per the podcast. Because now, Eli, we're here. The part that you want to get to that we didn't get too fast enough.
Okay.
Eli's Halloween Hootenanny. Hold up, before you get started. Let me sit you up. Let me get you in there. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna work on the graphic next time, but I still like that part. Boom, there you go. All right, so give it to us.
Okay, yes, it's Halloween Hootenanny time, where every year during October I talk about some horror shit. But this year we're talking about our favorite TV episodes or Halloween episodes from our favorite TV shows. Last week we did Community. This week was there's so many. I'm having a hard time narrowing it down. Like, what do I want to talk about? And so I'm gonna have to come up with some honorable mentions.
Did you see
honorable
the
mentions
episode?
That's next week.
Okay.
Yes, you already jumped on the gun.
I just want to make sure you seen it. Okay.
And you know what episode
I know which episode you're talking about. So yeah, I just want to make sure. Okay, all right, we're good.
Yeah. So honorable mention this week will be Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The Halloween heist episodes are a lot of fun. The only reason why I didn't choose Brooklyn Nine-Nine is because I haven't finished that show. I never watched the last couple seasons. So,
well, that's it hopped from like different channels to channel. It was on Fox,
it stopped,
NBC, and
it went on hiatus, and then So I just never got around to finishing it. But the Halloween heist episodes are great. Every year on Halloween, the police force does a Halloween heist where they try to steal something, and then the rest of everyone's trying to like find it, and then what they get the trophy is the best detective / genius or / human or whatever they get. The trophy that they get at the end. It's a running gag and shit. So yeah, fun episodes. But anyways, the episode I'm gonna choose for the one that I'm gonna talk about this week is Superstore, and
I got the graphic. Cool.
Yeah, the costume contest episode. I think it's season 4, episode 4. So for those who never seen Superstore, so we've never seen Superstore. It's funny. It's about like a Target or Walmart and just all the shenanigans that go on at the store. If it's funny, especially if you ever worked in retail, if you ever worked at Walmart or Target, it actually went in during the lockdown, and there's episodes where they dealt with the lockdown, where they had to deal with wearing masks and all that shit.
Oh damn. Okay.
It goes into the working class, themes of the working class and corporate exploiting the workers and unions. And there's even Mateo. He was an undocumented worker. And there's an episode where he gets arrested by ICE, which was like 10 years ago, because we had a president that did a Muslim ban.
Right. How do you ban a religion? I mean, isn't the whole point people came to America? But yeah.
But yeah, the show deals with a lot of like issues, current issues, but it's also very funny, you know. And so this Halloween episode called the costume contest. In the episode, there's a contest for who has the best costume, and whoever wins it gets like a couple days paid days off or whatever. So naturally, everybody
vacation.
Yeah, everybody wants to win it. Amy, one of the main characters, played by American Ferrera.
I think she won an Oscar for Barbie.
Yeah.
Let me look that up.
But she's like one of the main characters, and she's pregnant at the time, and she wants days off. She really wants to win. So everyone's trying to win this contest, and so what they start doing, they try to sabotage everybody's costume. And one of the ways they do it is by claiming it's cultural appropriation. It starts because Cheyenne, an Asian chick named Cheyenne, native tribe,
right?
He's dressed up in a hula outfit, and she's probably going to win because she's showing a lot of skin, and she's using sex to sell. Yeah, so they think she's going to win, so they try to say, you're appropriating the Hawaiian culture, and then it turns into this big argument about.
They try to say she was exploiting women at first. They try to turn. Yeah. Do you want to be looked at and ogled by men? She's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, damn, can't do that. So.
And then they start bringing up the cultural appropriation. That's offensive to Hawaiian people. It was like, well, Sandra's Hawaiian and she doesn't care. And then, but then there's what's his face? The dock work. I can't remember his name now, but he's dressed up as a Jamaican.
Right. He's got dreadlocks and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, Irie, hey, man, Bumblecloud. He's off.
And then they asked the Jamaican, were you cool with it? She's like, yeah, this is some bullshit. Like, but at least she didn't notice it until they said something about it. So
yeah, then they basically like try to ral them up. Well, you should be offended.
What the internet does. The internet forms outrage. Man, this show is okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when they get into the break room and they actually have the discussion, well, what's actually a cultural appropriation? Is it like, well, because Amy was dressed up as Mario from, Super Mario.
I think some Italians have gotten like offended by that.
Yeah, but I'm not dressed up as an Italian. I'm dressed up as Mario, who's a character.
Right. But it's a character of an Italian. That's the thing. So yeah.
And then, well, if I dressed up as Bob Marley, that would be cool.
Let me ask something else about the Mario thing, okay? Because they said it was an Italian minstrel show, and I was thinking, are they going there? I think they're going. Can I go to some Mario lore?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, like I said, I know the picture is small stuff like that, but you notice like Mario is dressed up like your typical cartoon character, like Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse and things like that. That's done purposely. But why is Mario wearing white gloves? Because those same cartoon characters wear white gloves also. Where those white gloves came from? The minstrel shows. A lot of those early cartoons like Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny, something like that, they were mimicking the minstrel shows back then. Like Al Jolson. That's why a lot of them have like cartoon lips and stuff like that, like blackface. So just going there. But yeah. But back to Mario.
And they argue, why can't I wear blackface?
Right. Somebody did say
and that's the thing. Is like, well, what if I'm honoring? Yeah, and then like, we're actually honoring the culture, and then it just gets really cringy. Shows how stupid this can go, and just the ignorance of it too. And there's a moment in here. There's a moment in this episode. Rewatching this, there's a moment like this really stands out as to why this is, I guess, an important topic. Is when that one old white lady. She's looking for salsa, not too spicy, and blah 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 blah. I've tried the quesadillos and the chimichangas, and it's just like, yes, there it is. That's why you have the white person, the white culture, robbing all these other cultures, watering them down, and then exploiting them and making money.
People say there's a problem with Halloween.
That's basically what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it comes down. But it's interesting that it just brings up the conversation. And then when they actually have the contest, Marcus, that's his name. The guy dressed up as the Jamaican guy with
Gay
the dreads.
Spider-Man?
He comes out and
They could call him Gay
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
oh no, that's Jonah. He was gerrymander.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
It was
Marcus is the
Webb.
guy
Like, I'm
dressed
not
up.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, Marcus is behind the dreads, and he comes out. Whoa, what's Irie? I'm making, and I'm an Irie. But what's not Irie is the history of black people. So you got the white guy white-splaining black culture
Right.
or black history, and it just becomes really cringy. And then you have the guy dressed up as Dracula talking about Transylvania, like they're going all because they're trying to win the contest.
Right. Get him with that day off. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like they didn't really give a shit about cultural appropriation. They just wanted to win the contest,
Mhm.
And I will point out something, as a Native American viewer, notice there's nobody dressed up as a Native on this episode.
That's true.
And the reason being, Sienna, what's her name? Last name or Liana or whatever. She is a producer. She's from the Navajo Nation. She's a producer on this show. I think she was show running or executive producing the show. She actually worked on Rutherford Falls and other TV shows.
Oh, nice.
I think that's why. It's like, nope, we're not going to have nobody dressed up.
Right. She was conscious of that. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny that they still brought it's just an interesting conversation. And you're right. It does feel like you're reading a Facebook thread.
Right. Because like on Facebook thread, you got people farming engagement and rage baiting for their own benefit.
Yeah.
What do they benefit? Clickbait. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So they're getting something out of it for your outrage, and they're doing it on the same show. Now, is the show making a conversation? Maybe. Could be.
Yeah.
I mean, you see this motherfucker keeps saying free Diddy. I'm not gonna post free Diddy. Well, that one time, that's it. Okay, yeah.
And it's funny because when they're trying to explain to Marcus, the white guy who's dressed up as a Jamaican, Jonas keeps going to what's her name, Renee or whatever.
Yeah,
the black
Jamaican.
woman.
Yeah.
Renee, can you tell us? And she's like, why do I got to say? And there you go. You have your tokenism.
Right, because they want her to be like, if she's okay with it, we can do it. Like, no, it don't work like that. No.
Yeah. So and it just points out the conversation. It brings it up, and it just points out the ignorance behind it all. So, and it makes you laugh too. So.
I also like it.
So yeah, I want
was chasing that guy. And he thought AI.
Oh yeah,
that shit was funny to me. I thought it was funny, but yeah.
Yeah, the cart collector or whatever. Yeah, Glenn. Yeah. He's the general manager.
Driving the car, they were still chasing him.
Yeah, it had like the Exorcist music playing. Like it was stalking him and shit. And Glenn, the guy in the wheelchair. Now he's like a nerd. The guy in the wheelchair. He's he
was dressed like Superman. So
he was dressed up as Superman. And he's dressed up as like Indiana Jones and James Bond and all this. And he's a gamer. There was an episode where they have a video game release, like a midnight video game release, and all the nerds come in their cosplay. And so yeah, he's a big nerd. But that thing where he hears that song playing over and over, the Halloween surfboard song. And yes, I've worked in stores and restaurants where you just hear the same songs over and over on a loop. You get sick of them, and it ends up driving him crazy. Where he ends up calling up the corporate office to complain. And like, I can't stand this song. You keep playing it over and over, and they go, "Please hold." And then the on hold song is that song. Yeah, shit's funny, but yeah, Superstore. It's a great show. Yeah, and the Halloween episodes are good. I almost there was another episode where they found a dead body on Halloween. Okay. And this show can get dark. Like there's some really dark.
How is that hilarious? I don't know, but
there's some dark comedy in this. Like there's a running gag on this show where there's a serial killer that keeps leaving severed feet in the store. And then the season or the series finale, they reveal who it is.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Did they work there?
Yeah.
Did the person work there? Or?
Oh yeah.
Damn. Okay.
It's funny.
All right. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's a great show. I binged it during lockdown. It was, I never watched. It had been on for like 5 years already or whatever. I think it started in like 2015.
Yeah.
I had never watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yeah, like I said, that's probably
so it
my
was
first
one of
time
my
watching that episode. So yeah.
So Superstore, the Halloween episode. Check it out. Yeah, there you go.
Cool. All right. And move on next part of the
And on
podcast.
to the
All right.
Yep.
Flying through this. All right. So the next part, like I said, there was a Marvel that New York Comic Con was this week. I'm not gonna do a whole thing on it. I'm not gonna actually do anything about it. I'm probably just talk about one thing about it. I said, honestly, I'm gonna just talk about the one thing that did kind of catch my attention. Wonder Man. Yeah. We're finally talking about Wonder Man on this show.
Wonder Man.
We never talk about Wonder Man. We can talk about Wonder Man. So a lot of people saw the trailer, saw what's going on, and a lot of people like, what the fuck? What is this? And of course you had the usual crowd, always. Now my thing about this, that was a lot of takeaways from this trailer you could take away from it. If the first thing you go to is race swapping, why they do it, why they doing that says more about you than the actual show. Because honestly, I think the show probably is going to address that with the way it's going. Oh, because that's why I said I think this show is She-Hulk 2.0. I've only seen the trailer. That's all I know about it. But I feel like a She-Hulk 2.0 because it's kind of doing the same thing. It's not trying to be a superhero show. It's trying to be a sitcom. But it's taking a Marvel property, and trying to bend it into a sitcom and maybe have some superhero stuff going on. Which honestly, this show, I don't even know if it's even going to do some superhero shit. It might just be a dude just doing that, which we've even had shows like that. I think there's a show on Apple TV right now called The Studio. It stars that guy, Seth something. That guy. It won like a shit ton of Emmys and stuff like that. But it's making fun of superhero shows and things like that. So yeah. Yes, I am ignoring you. I'm not clicking anything about
self-aware comedy, like She-Hulk was.
Yeah, like She-Hulk was genre-bending satire. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But like I just said with Peacemaker, is this audience ready for something like this?
No,
they're not. We've seen this man before. Like I said, this isn't me predicting anything. This is me telling you that because we've already seen it go through before. We've seen history repeat itself. Like I said, okay.
We've mentioned Simon Wolf or Wonder Man. We've mentioned him many times because he's been an Avenger for a long time.
Yeah,
but he's never shown up.
Avengers. Yeah, one of the lower Avengers, but I mean, he's been there. He's been on the team.
Yeah, but he's never shown up yet, and now he is, and we know what's going to happen. All of a sudden, we're going to have all these Simon William experts coming out of the woodwork bitching about this show.
Who never gave a fuck about Wonder Man.
20 years, we're going on 20 years into the MCU, but where they never bitched about it before or even mentioned his name, and now all of a sudden they're going to have an issue. And
now they all care. Simon Williams is white. I mean, Wonder Man is white. You never give a fuck what Wonder Man was. And it's like Eli, like you saying, like when they be having the superheroes, they don't give a shit about just race swap them, make Namor, whatever, make Wonder Man whatever. Who cares? Nobody would care, Yeah. But that isn't my biggest problem with this show. Okay, like I said, the race swapping aside, this almost has nothing to do with Wonder Man as a character. I know you just shitted on folks. Always will actually just saying it, Eli. I'm about to be that guy. I'm just saying. So just disclaimer. Just put that out there. Because I guess I'm the foremost Wonder Man expert on the internet because nobody else knows anything about Wonder Man except me. So I'll just say this. So yes, so this is what Wonder Man looks like in the comics. One of his looks. He changes his looks all the time. So like that. But I'm saying it's one of his looks. So
what about the green? That green suit where he kind of looks like
that was a green
Adam
suit.
Strange.
Like I said, he's had some.
That's my Wonder Woman. I mean,
you old school, man. You old school. Okay,
not my Wonder Man.
Not my Wonder Man. And that's another people. I saw some people do that. Say Wonder Man isn't now. Wonder Woman isn't a man. What is this shit? Like, okay, y'all completely fucked up now. y'all all over the place. All right, so the reason I'm going to the 90s version of Wonder Man because, like I said, this show, what they're doing right now, has nothing to do with Wonder Man. Like I said, Wonder Man, not Wonder Woman. Wonder Man got his powers from Baron Zemo. They can't do that because Baron Zemo hates superheroes, so that shit never happened. He's in a love triangle with Scarlet Witch and Vision. He's in love with Scarlet Witch, not Vision. I'm just saying that's the thing. They can't do that storyline because that storyline is basically already wrapped up, kind of already. So what else do you do with Wonder Man? So there was a storyline in the 90s where he did go to Hollywood and become a stuntman. That is a story that did happen in the comics. He became a stuntman because, like I said, he didn't want to be an Avenger or a superhero no more. So he decided to go to Hollywood. Since he could crash a car and it won't even hurt him, he just walk away from it. He made a bunch of money doing stunt work. And eventually he got big enough, he started starring his own action movie. So that is where they're getting this Hollywood aspect of Wonder Man. It was a thing that happened in the 90s, and it kind of got away from it. You know. What was that? What show? Yeah.
Was it one of the Guardians movies where it said Nathan Fillion as Simon Williams?
They cut that scene. That was gonna be there, but they cut that scene. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And another of y'all fishing for shit and Easter eggs shit like that. Oh, the big bad guy is Kovac. The big bad guy is Kovac. No, the big bad guy is not Kovac. The villain in the comics was Korvac, and they spelled it different. Not the same thing. This is just a dude. Just go with it, man. Stop fishing for shit. That's why I hate you, motherfuckers, man. I'm sorry, Eli. I'm on a rant, but yeah.
No,
they always,
man. Yeah, fuck it. When are we gonna be able to do that? That's what this is for.
That is true. Okay, like I said, this is where we talk about the stuff like that. The whole point about it is that
y'all gotta stop our Wonder Man dicks, man.
Yeah, y'all gotta just start enjoying shit, man. That's what I'm saying. Stop making everything like a fucking homework assignment. Oh, I gotta know this for the test later on, something like that. You can just watch it. It could be okay. Now, I get it. This genre bending, satire, stuff like that. This isn't really made for comic book fans or anybody. Who is this made for? Who's gonna enjoy this shit, Eli? Because here's the thing. Another part of the discourse I'm saying. Like I said, you got this half of the side over here, the usual crowd. Blah, 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 doing all the bullshit they normally do. Meanwhile, you got the other, the side over here that's bitching shit like that. They're not going to watch the show. They're just going to bitch about it every episode, just picking apart the trailer, just make fun of it and all this shit like that. I'm already hearing it. This ain't Wonder Man. This is Wakanda Man.
Woke man. Yeah. Woke man.
But on the flip side of that, Eli, okay, you got these people yip over here. Then you got the other people that don't know who the fuck Wonder Man is, never seen Wonder Man like that, automatically defending the show. Just coming out the woodwork. No, you don't shit on Wonder Man. This show might be good. But at the end of the day, they're not going to watch the show either.
Yeah. You don't like Wonder Man because you're racist. Yeah.
Right. It's all there. You hate Wonder Man because you're racist, all this shit like that. But they're not going to watch the show either. Eli, it's Ironheart all over again. We've seen this. We've seen this play out before. So you got
Ms.
two
Marvel.
guys that
It happened with She-Hulk.
It happened with She-Hulk.
And I enjoyed She-Hulk because I got what it was doing.
I liked it. Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah, it was a satire. It was like a Deadpool. It was making fun of shit. It was you stupid bastard.
All this stuff. And this is the same thing. Yeah. It's a satire also. It's not really a superhero show. Maybe it'll be a superhero show, but it looks like it's just going to be a satire of a superhero show. Which
that actually sounds interesting to me.
And are people forgetting that they did show a Wonder Man in the show that was white? Did I miss that?
Did they?
There was a white Wonder Man in the show.
Yeah. Oh, in the trailer.
In the trailer, yes, there was a white Wonder Man, but they don't care about that. They need something to bitch about.
I bet you that's what they're gonna do. I bet you this show is gonna be about a guy getting the role as Wonder Woman, or
you did it too.
I keep doing it. Getting the role as Wonder Man. We're gonna have a black Wonder Man, and people are gonna bitch. It's gonna be about the backlash and all the bullshit, and they're gonna make fun of that. And all these dumb fucks on the internet are gonna get all pissed off and make a bunch of YouTube videos and make a bunch of money off it.
But here's the thing: Eli, if they do that and just that's gonna disappoint me. Because I want them to do I want them to attack both sides of the situation. If you're gonna address that and make a commentary about that, yes, make fun of the idiots over there, making fun of blah 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 blah. But I also want you to talk about virtue signaling also and checking boxes and all this shit like that. I want to see both sides.
You can't say that, man. Don't say those words.
Oh yes, I just say that. I'm gonna get us canceled before the end of the show, Anna. All right. I'm on 2 strikes right now.
You're using white supremacist language when you say check boxes.
I know, but. And that's the thing. That's why I didn't say anything about Wonder Man, Eli, because I know if I say anything and people don't see my profile, and they're going to just assume that, oh, okay, he's one of them. He's on this side over here also. Because people watch the show, they don't know what side we on, Eli. But at the same time, I see this shit that Hollywood definitely does this shit where they just fucking... Look at this, Eli.
No.
Why is Wonder Man black? Seriously, why is he? Because Yahya Abdul, he is a great actor that they can actually
I
put
know.
him in a good role for another role. He could be Blue Marvel or fucking anything.
And that's my issue. That's the only issue I have with that. Is Yahya's a cool actor? Why is he Wonder Man?
Yeah, he could be fucking Black Panther. They don't have a T'Challa right now. But
He
make
could
him
be
fucking Wonder Man.
He could be Blade.
Blade, anybody. Yeah, they don't have a Blade right now. They can do anything. But no, let's just make him a Z-list Avenger from the 80s. Everybody forgot about that. Now everybody's pissed off about because they race changed stuff like that. And they do this to draw up attention on the
Bishop.
internet.
He could be a bishop. He could be. Yeah, man.
Bishop, anything like that. Like you said, we just talked about Superstore where they just generate rage bait. Eli, Marvel is doing this shit constantly, all the time.
Yeah.
And we fall for the okie doke every time. We fall for it just like everybody else fall for it.
Yeah. Shia LaBeouf was the first Silver Surfer.
Yeah, but you can't say it. You can't say it. When you'll get in trouble.
Yeah, you can't. You know what? No, and just to let you know, I'm letting Leroy know that say what you want.
I'm just saying, man. But I know because I'm just saying people are gonna say, "Oh, he's on this side, or he's on that side." I wasn't
really serious. I wasn't really serious about saying you can't say check boxes shit. If motherfuckers misunderstand that's their fault.
I'm just saying people will say it when you use that type of language, use this type of verbiage. You know, they will say things. So I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
You on that side.
And I'm just saying, if they can't critically think and fucking figure out and understand what your point is,
right,
then that's on them. They're idiots.
Right.
You know, don't bitch at us because you don't know what we're talking about.
Like this. Yeah. Because these businesses do this stuff on purpose all the time. Now, we've learned over the years that shit don't work. You generate all this rage bait and people get pissed off about it and you still don't do anything for your show. People still don't watch your show or your movie or anything like that. You just pissed off people. That's all you did. So, I don't know. I think we talked way long about Wonder Man than what we did, man. Yeah.
But I actually look forward to it. It actually looks.
You know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to watch it. Where it ranks in at, what I feel about right there, I feel nothing about it. Maybe the show will, entertain me. Maybe it will be thought provoking. But if it's some more bullshit where it's just constant rage bait and it's just doing this shit just to piss off people on that side over there, meanwhile not saying anything about what these big businesses are doing also and just being one side about it, fuck this show. I don't care. I'm just saying. But at least I get to come on here and bitch about it. That's the thing about it. So yeah. But either way, I'm gonna watch it. We'll see.
Well, and that's what matters.
And that's all that matters. Let me say, we move on to the next part of the podcast.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, with this comic bully, we're talking about comic books. We're gonna jump into it. Eli, we're here, and we're gonna talk about the big boy right now. You ready?
Are you doing KO right now?
We're doing KO right now. We're gonna just go into it. KO. Yeah.
All right.
Hold on. Let me see if
I can. Well, let's.
Yeah. And then just a reminder, Eli, you did read KO.
I did.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, this is the big event of the year, DC KO. What the fuck is KO about? Because this is a fighting tournament. That's what they're doing right now with it. Hold on, let me see if I get this thing right here. I'm all
Mortal Kombat.
You should have did that at the beginning. That would have known that. Choose, test your mights. All right. Yeah. All right. So, like I said, we're talking about DC KO.
Wonder Woman.
Which we're gonna talk about Mortal Kombat later on. This also. Hold on. Let me click this before we jump into this. Hold up. What do we got? Nightwing was one of my favorites. Nightwing's awesome. Yeah, we love Nightwing on here.
Yeah. Tom Taylor's run was dope. We reviewed that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It won like awards left and right, all stuff like that. So yeah, we love it. So yeah. All right. So the thing is, what we're talking about, what's the name saying? DC KO. So, like I said, Eli, I hate to tell you this is another crisis. It's great. We haven't had a crisis in a while.
I can tell.
Yeah, we needed a crisis. We haven't had a crisis in 5 minutes. We needed a crisis. So yeah. We're gonna set it up, but they're doing it in a way to be like, okay, we're gonna make it interesting before we just reset all this bullshit. So like,
we need some more number ones to sell. So.
Yeah, we got to do all that and DC this and DC that. So yeah, why not throw this shit in there? So yeah, so this is a fighting tournament where this is basically just a wham bam tournament. DC, everybody's fighting everybody, and yeah, let's just jump to this bad boy. Let's go to it. Okay, so and I love this little splash page right here. It's pretty awesome. Also, so yeah, all right, so. You got Superman basically getting ready to win his tournament. He's like, I've been in like a million fights. What's one more fight? And he like smashes his fist together. He walks to the door and he sees this big thing. He like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? That's that's a flashback. Then we're gonna go to All right, so we're gonna flashback to now, I guess a week ahead of time, when Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman in regular clothes, just chilling, playing a board game. They're all getting ass whooped because Batman characters are more overpowered than their character is, and they find out who made this fucking game, and they find out that the maker of the game is Matches Malone Entertainment, which means Batman made the game. That's why he's overpowered. So
all the Batman themed things,
right?
Powers and shit.
Yeah, so it's things like that. So meanwhile, while they're getting their ass kicked and shit, and Superman don't want to like go, and Superman don't want to play the game anymore. He's like, I don't like it when you just go all out, so like that. I don't like that. So he quit playing the game. But when they're doing that, then they get an alert. They look outside, and everything's red. And who is it? Darkseid, because Darkseid is. So
Darkseid-Zilla.
Darkseid-Zilla, and they're like, damn, Darkseid everywhere. Then they put an alert in for the Justice League. Darkseid's in Gotham, Darkseid's in Metropolis. We need to do something. Like, no, Darkseid not in Metropolis. Darkseid is in the Mascara. Darkseid is in Gateway City. Darkseid is in Oa. Everywhere they look, they see Darkseid. Darkseid is all over the universe. Everybody sees him.
Everywhere, all at once.
Everywhere, all at once. Yeah. So
Darkseid Manhattan.
Right. So the Trinity goes into action mode. Just go there, and it doesn't even fucking matter. Darkseid kills everybody instantly. Batman goes first, dead. Wonder Woman next, and then right before Superman goes down, yeah, he's out of there. And before Superman goes down, Superman can hear everybody on the planet goes, Darkseid is, and then he dies. Out of there. So, and that's when they say, and that's how you die. And so who's narrating this whole time? The narrator of the story, and it's gonna be confusing, is Doomsday. Yeah, I know it's been a while, so a lot of people have seen Doomsday before. You like, why is Doomsday on Ozempic right now? Like I said, he cut carbs, quit sugar, drinking more water. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah. There's a whole reason why he's skinny and smart, like that. I'm not gonna get into it. You just gotta read Superman stories. It's a thing. He's telling them what's going on right now. He's telling them that yes, a week from now, everything you just saw is going to happen. Because Doomsday also has time travel powers, which I'm not gonna get into. So y'all gotta get y'all shit together, because when Darkseid shows up, you're not gonna win. It don't matter what you do, you're not gonna win. You can't plan for him, you can't prepare for him, you're gonna lose. They're like, well, what are we supposed to do? You're like, okay, well, only one thing you can do, just reset everything. What do you mean reset everything? Yeah, just start over. Like how? What do you mean what how? And then he looks at Flash. You're like, that motherfucker reboots the universe every Tuesday. Just do the shit. And so they're like, no, man, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna reboot the universe, man. There's got to be a way we can save the universe from Darkseid. And then they're like, no, you can't. And man, while they're talking, Batman gets a text from Lois Lane. And he's just like, yeah, Lois just texted us about that game we're gonna have next week. Like, it's all everything that's supposed to happen in the future is happening right now. So basically what's going on is that they're talking about the origin of Apocalypse and the dark side, stuff like that, that it was basically, there's a thing called the Omega Heart. I'm sorry. There's a thing called the Apocalypse Heart, which gave Darkseid his powers. And that same Apocalypse Heart, they found it in the center of the earth. They know where it is right now. So they're like, okay, well, why don't we? So the only thing we can do, since we don't have enough power to stop Darkseid, why don't we send somebody to the heart of the Apocalypse Heart, become their champion, and they'll have enough power to stop Darkseid? They were like, yeah, that shit ain't gonna work. Because y'all are too good, y'all are too soft, y'all, the heart won't trust you. It needs like a champion, a beast to do some stuff like that. And y'all just ain't ready for that. But then, and Booster Gold's back. And they were like, well, why don't Booster Gold do it? Because since Booster Gold been stuck in the Omega dimension for this long, and he got all this Omega energy right now, why don't we send him in there and do it? And Booster Gold is telling him, nah, that shit ain't gonna work, man. Matter of fact, that's a really, really, really bad plan. Why is it a bad plan? We don't know yet, but we will.
Because it's booster gold, and he's gonna fuck it up somehow.
He's gonna fuck it up or something, but he's actually gonna really, really, really fuck it up. We'll find out why he will. So they're like, the only way y'all can do this, because if you try to go to the Apocalypse Heart at the center of the earth, it's going to defend itself, and because it wants to make sure that it has the most powerful champion to defend itself. And if you do that, you have the power of the gods, you reboot the universe, you do anything you want to, and you have the power to fight Darkseid. If you fight Darkseid, you might beat him, and you can fix the universe and fix his planet also. But the only way to do it is going to form itself in a tournament form. And that's where DCKO from. So it's going to make everybody fight against each other for the power to become the Omega champion. So that's the thing. All right. So they were like, okay. And they're just like, okay, so we're going to do that. But the thing is, you have to fight. This is every man for himself. This ain't no holding back. You have to do this, and you have to commit to it. Basically, you got to kill your opponent, basically. If you hold back on them, then you're not going to be the Omega champion. But it don't matter, because if you become the Omega champion, you can wish everything back anyway. It won't really matter if you win. But if you don't, well, you're fucked. So, yeah. So Superman don't like this plan, because Superman don't like going all out. But the Trinity talk him into it, that you got to do this plan, because if you don't, Darkseid is going to be here in 7 days, and he will kill everybody here. So they go there. So that's when you get let's go to it. Oh, and it's got them training stuff like that. You got Batman getting the Justice Buster, and Wonder Woman getting the God Killer sword, and Cyborg upgrading the Father Box 2.0, and Superman just getting his fist. Like, that's all he need. I don't need to upgrade. I don't need to do shit. I'm just gonna go here. So they fly to the middle of the Omega Center. They go to the middle of it to find the Apocalypse Heart, and they finally get there. And they get there, and that's when the tournament starts. The tournament starts right there. Oh, and they also trap all of their villains in the Phantom Zone. Did they trap them in the Phantom Zone, or did they trap them somewhere else? Where they trap them?
Yeah, where the fuck was that? Somewhere.
They stuck him somewhere. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what he stuck him, but they got all the villains out of there. Miss Terrific did some shit where he teleported all the villains out of it, because they don't want the villains going down there to get their pockets hard, because if the villains get this shit, you know what they're going to do. So now they can't do that. So when the heroes go down there, the Justice League go down there, now the tournament has started, and all these big demons show up, and they're basically saying, okay, for the tournament to start, all you have to do is get to the end of this trial, or end of this gauntlet, and whoever makes it there, you're in the tournament. If you don't make it there, you're dead. That's it. So, and the tournament starts the moment the mace drops. And then that's when Billy Batson is there. He's like, yeah, Superman, now we're going to find out who can kick whose ass. And I'm going to beat your ass when we get to the final of it. And before you can say it, bam, he gets killed by Mace. So Shazam is out of the tournament. Yeah. So Superman like, damn. So Superman just like, you kill Billy, you kill Shazam. So he goes up, starts beating the shit out that monster, shit like that. He was like, come on, fight me. And while he's doing that shit, that's when he gets shot in the back by Batman. Batman's trying to tell him, Clark, what the fuck you doing? This ain't supposed, we're not fighting these monsters. We just need to get to the end of this thing. Don't get distracted. And you're like, fine. So Superman could easily fly to the end of that thing, get there the first one, and be done with it if he was out all for himself. But he's not all for himself. So everybody rushes in there. A lot of people get killed. A lot of people don't make it through there. Adam Strange dead, so he didn't make the tournament. Superman flies to the end, but instead of Superman and Jay Garrick activates something. When he does it, I think he sends out some parademons, mega demons.
Yeah, he stepped on like a booby trap. Yeah,
he stepped on a booby trap, which they designed to do this shit anyway. So they're kind of like stopping them from going through there. So what Superman does is punch a bunch of these parademons to get clear a path for everybody else to go through there. And Batman is telling him, stop doing that shit. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Lobo was there. Of course, Lobo makes it the end also. But yeah. And Batman is telling him, man, you got to stop doing this shit. You have to get to the end. And don't worry about us. This is every man for himself. Because if you don't focus all the way in, you got to stay, bam, and he gets stabbed. Sharp. He couldn't even finish the sentence. And then who he gets stabbed by? The Joker. Bang. And the Joker's like, and now the Legion of Doom, you got Joker, Lex Luthor, some other people also, basically Legion of Doom. And they're pissed that the Justice League locked them up. They're like, oh, you think we weren't going to get here? No, we're going to get here too. We're going to get that heart also. We're going to wish whatever we want, So Batman's dead. Batman is out of the tournament. He was the first one to die. And, Batman's like, promise me you'll go, and he gurgling and shit like that. Dead like that. Like, damn. So Superman realized if he holds back, this is what's going to happen. So now he's on the mind frame. Okay, I'm going to go all out. So the supervillains make it through there pretty easy. And Superman like, fuck that. So Superman is actually like the last one to go through the end because he was trying to make sure everybody else got through there. And that's a little panel of everybody. There's basically everybody's in the tournament right now. So,
that's the tournament, yeah.
That's the tournament right there. So yeah. All right. So and we get to the end. Oh, and then the Apocalypse tournament just like, oh, you think that's all we're gonna throw at you? No, we got more people in the tournament gonna show up. And who else shows up in the tournament? The absolute universe people. Absolute Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. So they're gonna join the tournament too. Yeah. And then the voice that's going on right now is saying like that. Well, sorry to tell you that. Oh, the Apocalypse Heart is talking. It's like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but none of y'all are gonna win. Not even the absolute people are gonna win. You want to know why? Because I rigged the tournament. Because there's another player on the tournament, Darkseid, but you just see a shadow of Darkseid, and the shadow was emitting from Booster Gold. Booster Gold is Darkseid. Yeah, he either knows it or he don't know it. I don't know because he's been stuck in that universe so long. Yeah,
I don't think he does.
he not because he's a dumbass. He don't know. But the point is, basically, when Booster Gold jumped from the dark dimension back to the regular universe, basically Darkseid hits the ride. So he's gonna do it to become a guy. And if he takes over, well, everybody's fucked. So yeah, that's it. So choose your weapons. So basically, that's the whole tournament like that. Then they show a list of the tournament, and there's only one name scratched out of the tournament so far: Batman.
Yep.
He's the only one that didn't make it. So yeah, that's terrible. So yeah, so everybody thought, you know what, Batman? I'm sorry, you know what, Eli? It don't count because Batman didn't have prep time. No, actually, he did have prep time. He had a whole week. He had a whole week.
I just like you said, you know what, Batman? I mean, Eli, I like that.
Like I'm gonna yell at you, like I'm imagining you're Batman right now.
No, hey, Superman. I mean, Leroy.
Oh, we get confused with this show sometimes, but that's what's saying right now. So, what do I think about this? This is a great concept. It's another crisis. We know another crisis coming, but at the same time, it's a great concept. But at the same time, Eli, we know they stole this concept. This is a Shonen Jump manga tournament. We've seen like a million of these. So
it's just Battle World or Secret Wars or whatever. Yeah.
That is true. Not Battle World. Well, what is that? Contest of Champions? What Marvel did like back in the 80s?
Yeah.
That again. But like I said, this is something that manga has been doing for like the last and popularized for the last 30 years. Like every single Shonen Jump manga has done this storyline. It's just a thing that happens. So man, a lot of times that's like the best story of everybody, say that. What's my favorite one? And I say that the one that beats it is Dragon Ball Super, the Tournament of Power. Ultra Instinct Goku? Can't beat that. Come on, man. Will Superman go Ultra Instinct? That is the thing. Oh.
Go Super something, yeah.
Super Saiyan? Superman, Super Saiyan?
Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan Man.
Right. But wait, Eli, there's more. Because at New York Comic Con, they announced more challengers. There's like more people are coming to the tournament. Yeah. Have you heard about that?
Okay. No.
Oh, rip. Okay. So this is what they announced. So next year, here are the other tournaments coming. I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see this or anything like that. So you got Red Sonja, Sub-Zero, Vampirella. I don't know who that bear person is. I think it's from something. You read Something Killing Children, right?
Yeah.
I think that's from that. And Homelander. So a lot of people see, from the boys. Yes, Homelander is going to be in this tournament. So the thing about it is that a lot of people saw this picture and they thought it was fake. Oh, this is just some bullshit or something like that. No, Scott Snyder posted this. This is real. Homelander is coming to DCKO. And I think Jim Lee even said, yes, I know everybody wants to see Superman fight Homelander. It's going to happen. So.
Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go. Like I said, I want to see Superman dog walk Homelander. That's going to be it. We want to see that. We know it's going to happen. So, yeah, give it to me. So, yeah. Overall, I'm going to give this story a 4.5 out of 5. Like I said, because it's sad that it took the big two this long to catch up with manga. Well, at least DC. Marvel still had Marvel. Please fight back. Do something. You got DCKO. You got the Absolute Universe. What the fuck are y'all doing? you got the Ultimate Universe and you cancel that shit next year? What the fuck? So I don't know. They got Wonder Man. Okay. Let's see. What is this? Oh, I knew I should have clicked this. What is this? Yep, should not have clicked that. Okay. Virus. We got it. So
I can't see that. I thought, I mean, I'll give it a 3.5. Mm-hmm. Just I dig the concept. I just
now to be honest with you, Eli, you do have to keep up with Justice League to know what's going on with this.
Yeah, I just felt it was like really like overwritten, and it's Scott Snyder doing his Scott Snyder shit of, you know, the Earth has positive energy or omega energy or alpha energy or whatever the fuck, and Apocalypse has omega energy, and there's a factory and whatever. Like he always remember the Forge in Dark Knight's Metal. There's
right.
He always comes up with some. Okay, this is the spatula of existence. You know,
right? That no other DC writer touches. As soon as he's done, they just forget that shit. Just move on.
Yeah. It's and it's just like, okay. All that 40 pages just to set up a big fight. Like, right.
Just for Josh Reeves to take over to be like, okay, ignore all that shit.
That was a lot. That was a lot just to say, fight.
Right. But you can't say just give us a crisis, Eli. You got to have a reason for a crisis. At least,
I know.
You got to have a reason for a crisis. But
you have to. Which means you got to come up with a bunch of excuses and write a bunch of crap because there's been 1,000 of them or whatever. And,
right.
This was. I can't wait to see I'm waiting for the fights now. Like it was big. Yeah. Okay.
And like I said, if you look at the bracket, they basically saying that's who the fight's going to be. You know, Joker versus Red Hood is going to happen. So and plus, even if they die, it don't really matter because
they're just going to reboot.
They got to reboot the universe anyway, so don't even fucking matter. Just
That's what Darkseid did.
I do want to give DC credit though, Eli. This is not the first Shonen Jump manga tournament they've done. They did it with Robin. Remember that Robin series?
The one where he was on the island, where Damien was on that island.
That was a Shonen Jump manga tournament. That's all it was. And they could kill everybody that didn't matter with them too.
But then it also basically explained the absolute universe that Darkseid created the absolute universe so Earth could not have the alpha energy or whatever the fuck.
Well, no, he wants to basically the omega energy in his universe. He wants to turn the omega energy in our universe too. He wants. Darkseid wants everything.
Yeah, that's why he created the absolute universe. So there's no alpha energy. It's just all dark energy, and that's why he's so powerful. That he's using the whole universe's energy to power. That's why he can be God kaiju Darkseid and be everywhere and all that.
What Joker said in that Absolute Evil book, he was like, because if you do evil in this universe, you get rewarded. So
so he basically So this basically explained the whole absolute, why the absolute works. Exists.
So he wants to make our world absolute. Also, he wants everything absolute.
Yeah.
So all right. I'm throwing it to you. So what you got?
Well, I'll do Absolute Batman.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. I did read it, but I'm gonna throw it to you anyway. So
Okay. All right. Well, we got
Oh, my fault, Eli. Can I take Absolute Batman if you because otherwise.
Sure. If you want, or do you want me to do another? Okay, I'll do Star Wars then.
Okay, you can do Star Wars. All
right. This will be quick. This is Han Solo, Hunt for the Falcon, #2, written by Rodney Barnes and art by Roman Rosanas. Cool stuff.
Now, wait a minute. So is this like continuity for the sequel trilogy?
Yeah, this is Old Man Han Solo.
How dare you?
Yeah, this is obviously takes place before The Force Awakens. Han Solo is getting bored with his life and decides, you know what, I want to relive my glory days. I want the Falcon back. So him and Chewie go on a quest to find the Falcon. And they go down, he's got to go back to Kashyyyk and get Chewie, who's married to Mala. So holiday special is canon now.
Life Day, okay.
Yeah. So because he mentions Mala and all that shit, and so they basically they're Chewie and Han are are searching for the Falcon, and they end up finding this like swindler who had cheated them, and they say, "Oh, I know where it's at. It's at this one. These one guys know. They're these gamblers on this one planet will know." And then he takes them to that planet, and of course they're having a card game, and like, oh shit, that's that guy who owes us money, and they try to shoot him, but then there's a big old other like the fucking cops or the space cops show up, and the guy or the alien that owes money basically says, hey, those guys are illegal gamblers and they're criminals, and basically rats them out, and then there's a big old shootout, and Han and Chewie escape with those gamblers that they were looking for, and basically, okay, we're going to team up with you guys, and if you want that guy who they kidnapped before that owes them money, we'll take you to him, but start talking. I want my ship back, basically. And that's kind of where it ends. It's just Han and Chewie doing dirt gangster shit, only they're old, looking for the Falcon, going through the criminal underworld.
Because Force Awakens opened up with them finding the Falcon, but yeah. So we know where the Falcon is. It's on what's that planet? Jakku.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Ray Kent gets it, but yeah, it's just fun stuff. It's just Han Solo doing space dirt, Western criminal.
I find it interesting. They're doing sequel lore. They act like they're scared to do it.
Yeah. No, they had like the Kylo Ren books that I dropped that one, but they do some from time. The Poe Dameron, they do. They have some sequel books here and there. But I was just bored. Like, I'll check this one out. It's Han Solo, and he's always fun. He represents the gangster outlaw side of Star Wars. So yeah, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It's fine.
Nice. Okay. Let me see if I got. Oh no, throw that back in there. Okay. No, throw that back in there. All right. So while you're doing that, I should have set this up. All right. So now we're gonna do Absolute Batman. And no, he doesn't show up in. This is not a DC KO tie-in, anything like that. This just Absolute. That's what they're doing. All right. So let me see. This book has been getting a lot of buzz. I mean, like I said, it's the debut of Absolute Catwoman, but not really the debut because Selena been all through these books.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen Absolute Catwoman yet. Even though she debuted last issue, but now she's here now. So yeah. So we're gonna talk about this. This is fine when Batman meets Absolute Catwoman, and we're gonna see what their relationship is and what she's like in this universe. And there's some other people that show up in this book also. We're gonna get to it. So yeah. Hold on, I forgot to do the thing. There you go. Is it there? It is there. Absolute Batman. There you go. All right. So book starts off with get that out the way. All right. Got too much going on. Okay. Yeah. So the book starts off with a flashback between Bruce and Selena. They're basically saving money up to get a house and stuff like that. And you got Batman's big goal. And then you got in the last issue, just like we had, Catwoman captured Alfred, and she got him chained up, stuff like that. She's like, "What you doing here?" She's like, I snuck in here anyway. And Alfred don't show, but before Alfred can even say anything, she chokes the shit out of him. Just like bondage type shit and all this stuff like that. She's like leave him alone. So basically Alfred hates her. He wants her out of here right now. He
knows about her.
Yeah. Does he know, or he just don't like her, or he actually knows about her?
Yeah, it sounds like she's been whatever that international spy group that Alfred's a part of actually heard of Selena.
I didn't catch that part. I thought he just got bad vibes from her, stuff like that. Whatever. So the point is, she's like, "Man, get her the hell out of here." And Batman's like, "Don't worry, man. I'll handle her." And he does handle her
all night long.
All night long, yeah. Now this is different from the main continuity, because in the main continuity they leave their mask on. With this they don't care, so they immediately just go to it, and yeah, you just get bound, wow. I like that. This is definitely Absolute. So yeah, they go to it, and man, Scott Snyder is not holding back. He let him go. And yeah, so they wake up the next morning, and then they're looking at each other's bodies like that, and she sees all the all the stuff that R. Kim did to him. You know, like that. Oh, did I
Mhm.
tell you I caught up with the book, Eli? Okay.
I just assumed since you're reviewing this.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So like I said, so he sees us go out. He's like, what the fuck happened to you, Bruce? He's like, don't, I want to talk about it. And then he looks at the helmet. He's like, is that a party animal helmet? Which is the bad guys, you know, that teamed up with Black Mask and all this like that. She's like, I want to talk about it. So basically, whatever they've been up to, they want to talk about it. They just were like, you know, fine. And then they just like, you know what? You want to go on a date? Like, yeah. And yeah, so they go on a date. This is wholesome. You know,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be an iconic panel right there. I just love the panel. So yeah. So basically, the point is, in the last issue, Batman was saying, I got these dudes. I mean, I got this group called the Red Hood that I've told them I don't want anything to do with them. I told them to stand down, but I'm going to tell them that we're going to get back in the mission. We're going to take care of this. So yeah. So we go there, and then the Red Hoods show up. They show like, get the fuck out of here. We want to do with you because you act like you don't want us.
Damn.
Yeah, we don't want you either. So yeah. So yeah, so that's when they started fighting. The Red Hood started fighting and shit like that. And Catwoman pulls out her, you know, Uzi, start blasting people. Like, whoa, whoa, yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that here. You're like, no, you don't do that here. Besides, they just taking the cat out. So it didn't have. Yeah,
I like how her tail is like the bullets or whatever.
It's right. It's a bullet clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're shooting out of that. Meanwhile, one of the Red Hoods got a rocket launcher in there, and Batman clocks him. But before they can shoot the rocket launcher, he just throws Catwoman out the way, and yeah, Hulk smashes right into it.
Yeah,
so,
he's got the Venom shit. Yeah,
he's got the Venom in him right now. Like
the Incredible Batman. Yeah,
right. Knocks the rocket launcher, shoots it out in the air, knocks him in the. So like that whole Ferris went down, and Crumb and Cameron are like, "What the fuck was that?" You know, and he's basically like freaking out, like, me no Batman, you know, all this shit like that.
Batman smash.
Right. Yeah. So, but he's able to get control. He calms down shit like that, and that's when you get the leader of the Red Hood, who is, bam, Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute Harley Quinn. Yeah. So yeah. So she just like, look, if you want to help, then we'll help you out. You know, blah blah blah. So like this, to get back to it. Then we go to Bane. So what is Bane's whole thing? What is his end game? His whole point is that he's trying to find a replacement for him so he can go back to his family back in Santa Prisca. And he was like, as soon as I satisfy him, I go home. And we know who him is. Him obviously is the Joker. So yeah, but then they tell him, like, are you sure he is going to let you go? He's like, yeah, once I get him a new guy, yeah. So we'll see. And that's when you got the news report. Everybody's Gotham watch the news report, and then Batman interrupts the news report. So yeah, so he's like, look, I tried to warn y'all with the party animals and Black Mask. Y'all didn't listen when I tried to go through the news media. So I'm going to take over the news media myself. Look, they are creating monsters, real, literal monsters underneath Gotham. They're doing it in a lab, and the government is funding it. And what I'm going to do is drag one of these monsters to the light, show you all of it, and I'm going to beat the shit out of them. Yes, Bane, I'm talking about you, punk ass pussy bitch. Meet me at such and such hour. Come along. It's going to be me and you. We're going to go at it, and that's what it is, you know, because I'm Batman, bitch.
And your mother blows.
Right. So then we get a flashback, and
tell your mama I said hi too.
Right. So then we get this parallel flashback, you know, with Waylon Jones, Killer Croc, and Batman. And Batman basically made a deal with the Falcons, but like, man, just take the fall in the 7 and you get paid. We're gonna pay you under the table. You just throw the fight. And he was like, man, you suck, man. I thought you believed in me. So he fires him. You're like, because you ain't even really that good of a trainer. I just thought you was here because you believed in me. But you making deals behind my back. I don't need you. So yeah. So, and that's the thing that Catwoman is doing with Batman right now. She's like, you can't beat this guy. She's like, no, if I got venom in my veins, I can get him. Batman don't know that Bane has more venom in his system now than he did last time they fought. Well, he stood no chance. He don't know that. So technically, Batman has absolutely no chance fighting this guy, but he's gonna do it anyway. And Catwoman's just like, if you go against this guy, you will die. You know. You're like, no, I'm gonna win. If you don't believe me, you get the hell out of here. You know, she's like, maybe I will, and she just leaves. So yeah, and
yeah, Alfred's like, bye.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. And then it just ends with Batman going to the meeting where Bane is gonna be at, and Killer Croc kind of like swimming.
He's feeding Killer Croc. Who's
Feeding Killer. Well, yeah, Feeding Killer Cock to see what we're gonna do. So yeah, that's the story. So we got Ultimate Catwoman. I'm sorry, Absolute Catwoman in here. Yeah, and and basically Batman and Catwoman boning their brains out. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, Superman has kryptonite. Batman has thick Brazilian Latinas. So yeah. Everybody has their weakness. I think that's everybody's weakness, but yeah, whatever. All right, so but what you got next?
Well, slap a score. What do you think?
4.5 only because I know this whole book was a setup to the next book. The next book is the conclusion of this storyline. So yeah. And like I said, we've already said Alfred already told the Mansion story what's going to happen if Batman fights Bane. Basically his arms ripped off and Bane beats him with it, So we're gonna see if that happens in real time. So yeah. So I don't know. But what's the score you gonna give it?
I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, this is cool. I mean, I've been on this book. I mean, with the whole KO coming in, I get that this is just coming to an end, and but it's been fine. I am gonna miss Absolute Wonder. I still think Absolute Wonder Woman is my favorite out of the Absolute verse.
No, they're not ending this. They're not ending it.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, it's the Ultimate. Marvel is doing that dumb shit.
Oh, you talking about the story arc?
The story, just the story arc. Yeah, not the comic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's cool then. Yeah.
Yeah. After this, they're gonna do a new story arc after that. So yeah, and plus, Catwoman's getting a 6-issue story comic also.
Okay.
Exploring her backstory and whatever got going on. So yeah. Shoot, I'm gonna throw it back to you. What you got next?
I got Transformers number 25.
Let's talk about it. Transformers.
Yeah. So this is the new arc, the new phase.
25 already. That's wow.
Yeah. It's been 2 years. So Daniel Warren Johnson, he's done on this book. So he's handing it over to Robert Kirkman.
I thought Daniel Warren Johnson was supposed to be on DCKO. Is he not going to be on DCKO?
I thought so. I saw that cover of who's Superman body slamming somebody? Who's he body slamming?
I think it's body slamming Darkseid. Or maybe he's just doing shit. Maybe he's just drawing. It's just like
no, it wasn't Darkseid. I thought it was Darkseid, but it wasn't. Oh no, I'm thinking of the Marvels. No, who the fuck was it? Was it Big Barda?
No, I don't think it was a woman he was body slamming. It was somebody. It wasn't a body slam. It was what do you call it?
It was Darkseid. I'm thinking of another cover. He did another cover where I thought it was somebody with somebody else. I can't remember. But yeah, I know he's doing covers for that. I don't know if he's doing a book. I should find out. But yeah. But anyway,
I thought for sure he was going to be tied in with that some kind of way. But
yeah, he's. I know he's doing some covers, but yeah, he's got time now since he's done with the Transformers. So his last issue was last issue, and Robert Kirkman has now taken over the writing, and I think Dan Mora and Jorge Corona they're still on it, and Mike Spice is still doing the colors and shit. So this starts out. Megatron is back. He's been kind of laying dormant, and he finally returned last issue, and had the big old showdown where Optimus Prime whooped his ass, and yeah. So it starts out. Megatron's pissed. He's pissed at all the Decepticons, calling them weaklings and how much they failed, and they're a bunch. He basically punches Devastator, floors Devastator, and they all break apart because Devastator is like 5 robots into one. The Constructicons punches him and then breaks them all apart, and then just lines up all of this, just starts beating the shit out of slapping the shit out of all the Decepticons. Huge failures. You guys suck. How could you you call yourself Decepticons, you call yourselves warriors, blah 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 blah, and you let these Autobots, these puny Autobots who were barely together, defeat you and all this shit, and so we're gonna do this right. I'm back to being leader now, and we're finally gonna achieve what we've always wanted, and that is peace. Peace through tyranny. We will crush them until we have no one's against us and all that shit. They're all hell Megatron. So then, then it suggests that Starscream, who we thought was dead, is his eye turns on, so he's not dead.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, his eye lights up. So we cut to Chicago. There was a battle in Chicago, and the Autobots are helping clean up, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are good robots." There's a little girl talking to Optimus Prime. "You guys are good robots. Those other robots are mean." He's like, "Oh yes, we're not assholes like those Decepticons." And so they're cleaning up, and then this General Flat, this guy comes up. He's like, "Hey, we're from the U.S. government, and we take it that you guys are good robots since you guys stuck around to clean up the mess. So if you are good robots, that means you will help us fight the shitty robots that cause this mess. So I got a proposition. We'll help you. You can have all our resources, and we'll help you. So he come with me. So he takes him to this army base. He says, we have, take a few miles beneath the ground. They have a couple of Transformers, Mirage and Bulkhead. They're like, he's like, well, we found this guy like underneath a pyramid back in the 1930s, and we found this guy at the bottom of the ocean back in like the 70s, and we've been having him in this base ever since, kind of studying them, and we have all this crystal. It has this energy, and it's like this big huge stash of energon. Yeah, it's some sort of energy source. We figured you would know how to use it, and Optimus was like, hell yeah, we can use that. It's like, yeah, if you're going to help us defeat the Decepticons, we will take your help. Okay, cool. Well, let me introduce you to our leader. And then you turn the page, and it's Miles Mayhem. Now,
from MASK,
Mobile Armored Strike Command, or MASK for short.
I can't remember the theme song, but yeah.
Yeah. It was very rock. It was kind of metal. It was kind of rock and metal.
Was. That was like out of the 80s like intros, that was one of the top tier ones.
Yeah, a lot of guitar solos, shredding solos and shit.
Yeah.
So this is a deep cut lore for us 80s babies. Mask was another cartoon, another toy line of they're basically vehicles that turned into other vehicles. That kind of transformed into other vehicles.
Like a car turned into a plane.
Yeah. Miles Mayhem, I had a bunch of them, but I never had, was it the Viper? It was a jet that turned into a helicopter.
Why? Okay. Doesn't matter. It was cool. Yeah,
it was cool. It was cool. Me and my brother, shout out to Fat T, we had between the two of us, we had a bunch of them. We even had the base, that gas station base with the boulder, and we had a bunch of them. I love these toys.
Man, I gotta find Mask on YouTube, man.
The cartoon and shit. But Miles Mayhem, he was the bad guy.
Right, he was the main bad guy. Oh, okay, so you had Mask. What was the other team called? I mean, the bad guy team.
What was the other?
They had a name. I can't remember.
Yeah, they did. I'd have to read.
I know Miles Mayhem was the leader of the bad guy team, but he had a bunch of other henchmen and all the stuff like that too. That had weird ass cars and stuff. So
yeah. But yeah. So he's like, oh yeah, nice to meet you, big guy. So you're like, dun dun dun, and Optimus Prime's like, oh cool. I mean, he doesn't know what an asshole this guy is. Right. So then we cut to Jazz and Wheeljack. They're going the Ark, that's been buried under the volcano. There's a cave in, and it reveals the whole ship. They're like, hey, the whole Ark. We got access to the whole Ark. And that's like, oh sweet. Well, it looks like it's up and running. So they're going exploring. Wheeljack goes back into the cave and finds dinosaur bones.
Oh damn!
Dun,
okay.
dun, dun, dun. So that suggests the Dinobots.
Right. So they have not been. The Dinobots have not been in this.
No, not yet. And then we cut to Cybertron, and we have RC up there bitching about Optimus Prime, saying, talking to Cliff Jumper and a bunch of the Autobots, saying Optimus Prime's a traitor. He left us and ditched us, and Optimus Prime is it cannot be trusted. Fuck Optimus Prime. He's no longer our ally. He's our enemy, and that's where it ends. So RC's pissed at Optimus. Oh yeah, and then Cobra La, Globulus, shows up at one point. Because they have Thundercracker in the kind of imprisoned in the Ark, the Autobots. He's Thundercracker's a Decepticon jet, and then Globulus, who is Cobra from G.I. Joe,
mm-hmm.
that mutant, those underground mutant monsters that Cobra Commander came from,
mm-hmm.
he shows up. So Kirkman is like throwing everything together in this, setting up. Like, okay, we have Mask, we have G.I. Joe and Cobra La, and Megatron's back, and now we have Optimus teaming up with Flag and Miles Mayhem. So this was cool. I was generally like, oh shit! Like when I turned that page and saw Miles Mayhem, I immediately texted my brother, "Yo man, check out who showed up in the new Transformers." We're like, oh shit, So we both had nerdgasms and shit. So I'm excited. Like I said, I know Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformer one is a modern classic to me. I love that. Was like my favorite book for the past 2 years. But I'm excited that where Kirkman is going to take us. So this gets a big old. This is my book of the week. 4.5 out of 5. All that shit.
Nice. Okay. Like I said, a bunch of solid books came out this week. Oh, I also want to click this. This is not a virus, so we can click this one. What are we saying here? Miles Mayhem. No, Miles Monroe. Who the hell is Miles Monroe? In about 2020 favored because of his sarcasm. Oh, I guess I could read that one. All right, so can you get any more books before I go to the next one?
No, you took my last book, so.
Yeah, my bad. I was saying we kind of read the same shit this week. I'm finally caught up everything. Okay, so like I said, we've been doing this. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna talk about Final Crisis number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we still doing. We kind of flying through these bad boys now. This one, Supergirl is on the cover of this one, and we're kind of going into it. What's going on? So, oh no, get out of that. Go back here. So, like I said, the last time we left off there, Barry Allen is now back. Now it's kind of set up the pieces for that, and go here. Okay, so like I said, Supergirl's on the cover. We're gonna go from that, and let's see what we got. So the book starts off with, so you got Club Darkside, which the club that Dan Turpin went to last time, and they're getting invaded by the Agents of Shade, and that's when who kicks in the door? Frankenstein from the Creature Commandos. He works for the Agents of Shade. Shade stands for superhuman something. I don't know, whatever. And they find him, and Boss Darkside, the guy that owns the club, is dead. Not only has he been dead, like he's been dead for a while now. Like he's been mummified. He's rotting. Like that. This shit just happened. Like we saw him alive not too long ago. So and then the question, who was Ray Montoya, asked him, "What's what happened to Dan Turpin?" And then they're like, "Freeze!" And she does a smoke bomb, get the fuck out of here and shit like that, and gone. And she sneaks out through the back, and she turns into Ray Montoya because even though they know who she is, matter of fact, the bad guy to even say, or not, Shade even says, "Whatever you do, catch Renee Montoya and give her a job." So meanwhile, while they see this big comet hitting the ground, and I think they're looking at the anti-life equation right now in their face right now, but whatever. They keep going there, and something crashes to the ground, and what do they see? Supergirl. But it's not Supergirl. She's wearing a Nazi costume, and she's speaking German. Yeah. So it's not Supergirl, it's Overgirl from Earth X. So that whole Peacemaker thing we were talking about, she's from that planet. So yeah. And Renee Montoya, while she's looking and getting caught up with it, that's she get caught by Shade. Meanwhile, that monitor we saw last week, they keep tired of him talking about, the monitors and the multiverse, all this. So he gets fired from Big Billy Burger. So while he's doing that, he's getting spied on by another monitor, his girlfriend that was in the monitor world. So yeah, she's spying on him or monitoring him while he's down on the earth right now. Meanwhile, you got the Flash family. Jay Garrett is telling him that, Barry's alive, and it's not a multiverse Barry. It's not a robot or a clone or reverse Flash pretending to be him. I felt his vibration. It's him. So yeah, your husband is back. They're like, okay, if he's back, where is he? Well, I got tired. I couldn't run after them. So Barry and Wally kept running after that bullet, but they couldn't catch it in time, and it ended up hitting Orion. So they ran back at the beginning of the time when it happened, and when the bullet hit them, they're looking at the black race, and the black race is like, well, since I can't kill Orion because he's already dead, I'm gonna give you some flashes. So then he starts running after them. So then he starts chasing them, and then that's when Jay's like, they're too fast, so he's not worried about me. So I stopped running. I just came back home. So yeah. So this did meanwhile going to the Legion of Doom, and like I said, since Martian Manhunter is dead and Libra, the leader of the Legion of Doom, killed him, now he's telling the Human Flame, who is Martian Manhunter, I guess his arch enemy or some fat dude or like that. He's just like, look, you owe me, since you want to cash. Now it's time for you to cash in on a favor for me killing, Martian Manhunter. He's like, man, I appreciate everything you're doing for me, but this kind of gay, to be honest with you, man. So I know I owe you, so I'm just letting you know right now, whatever happens next, I'm not gonna enjoy it. So he decides to he hears something in the helmet, and he makes it put on the helmet, and what is inside the helmet, the anti-life equation is inside the helmet. You put the helmet on, bam, you're slave of Darkseid now. And that's when who walks in to see what's the hell going on? Lex Luthor. He was like, the hell you doing? You're like, oh, Lex. Oh, yeah. He was like, the reason I'm here because Superman had to answer the stress call in 18 hours. What'd you do with him? You're like, I did what you told me to do. I took him off the table. So now will you join the Legion of Doom? He's like, no, I'm not joining the Legion of Doom. You're dangerous now if you're that powerful to take out Superman. So that means I need to take you out because you're dangerous. So yeah. And this be like, no, that's not going to happen. So then the other dudes with helmets walk in and they got Lex Luthor surrounded. He's like, no, Lex Luthor's not going to happen. So here's how it's going to go. You got two things going to happen. Either you're going to put on this helmet, you become a slave of Darkseid, or you will renounce science and you will kneel to Darkseid willingly. What's your options? So, and we kind of just cut to it in there. And then you got Superman with Lois Lane, who got blown up in the Daily Planet, and she's basically hanging up for her life. And the doctor pretty much told them already that she's not going to make it through the night. Jimmy's just like, well, good thing Superman was there. And Clark's like, Jimmy, get the fuck out of here. He's not even pretending like he don't know that Jimmy knows that he's Superman. He don't even care. So Jimmy just get out of there. And meanwhile, while Jimmy is there, that same monitor that was monitoring the other guy is now monitoring Superman. He's like, Superman, I know you want to save Lois Lane. If you want to come with me, you can save Lois Lane in the multiverse. So we don't see Superman for a while because he's out doing other multiverse bullshit that Grant Morrison's writing. Meanwhile, we go to it. Hal Jordan is arrested. So now Superman's on the table, Batman's on the table, Martian Manhunter's dead, and all the Green Lanterns on the table also because they blaming Hal Jordan for all this shit. They saying he killed Orion and he took out John Stewart. And basically Hal Jordan is just like, don't worry, Wonder Woman. I'm going to go talk to the Guardians of the Universe, not the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm going to get all this cleared up. And that's when Wonder Woman's just like, I know he didn't do this shit. Matter of fact, I think Darkseid did this shit. Like, you got any proof? Like, no, I don't need it. I got intuition. So what are we going to do? So if Darkseid behind this and the new guys aren't coming to save us because if they were, they would have been here by now. We need to do what we did back in World War II. We need to activate Article X. They're like, Article X? My mother told me about that. So what is Article X? That's when you draft superheroes into an army. So yeah, so they're drafting everybody, and Green Arrow don't want to go, but Black Canary drafts him anyway. So yeah, you're in army. So yeah, so now you get this big splash panel of all the superheroes, and the Green Lantern from the JSA, Alan Scott, he's the one over everybody right now. He's basically telling them, "This is what we got to do. The Darkseid is here. His bad guys are here. The new guards are coming. We need to get together because all our main heroes are gone." So yeah. So then we get to Sonny Sumo, and you got Mr. Miracle, and they're trying to get away because Darkseid is sending people after them too. And before they get out of there, that's when they get rescued by the super young team. They just show up the Japanese team and stuff like that. And it's like, man, you need to get us out of here. They're coming after him, man. You need to get off this road. You're like, where we're going, we don't need roads. And that's when you get, bam, it turns into his car turns into a jet, like Mask, and he just flies out of there. And he takes everybody. So now they're safe. So yeah. And then you got Wonder Woman going to Bloodhaven, which, like I said, was nuked couple years ago, like nobody can live in there, nobody can go in there, and the guards are telling Wonder Woman, "Look, Wonder Woman, if you go in there, you know you're gonna get sick or you may die." And she's like, "No, you may get sick or you may die. I'm Wonder Woman. And nobody, if y'all gonna stop me from going in there, you might well try it now." And then one of the guards say, "No, I'm your biggest fan." Is one of the guards is a woman. She's like, "No, I'm going in there with you, Wonder Woman. I want to see if anybody stopped me from going in there with you." So they decide to go in there. They talk. And so what are they looking for? They're looking for this base in the middle of Bloodhaven called Command D. The government built it. Because they know nobody can come in there. So they know they go in there and do all kind of illegal splicing and gene, whatever, stuff like that. Like they made them big, giant horse dogs that they're riding on right now. But the thing is, somebody went in there and took over Command D. But the government don't want to like go in there and do an airstrike or nuke it because they want to save the base. So that's what they're looking for. So when they go in there, that's when they see a bunch of strung up, guys. And like, who did all this shit? And so they find out who did all that shit. It is Mary Marvel. But it's not necessarily Mary Marvel. It is Mary Marvel. But she took the powers of Black Adam and became Black Mary. So, yeah. So she tells Wonder Woman the power of the DC universe hierarchy has changed and all that bullshit. So she's like, "Oh, shit, Black Mary, what are you doing? What are you looking like that, Mary?" And she's basically telling about Command D. "I'm about to take all of you back to Command D, except you." And then she, bam, cuts one of the guards in half and her pony dog also. So cuts them in half. Wonder Woman is trying to fight Black Mary, one-on-one. She's not getting the upper hand on her, taking her out. And that's when realizing that there was all a ploy because Black Mary poisoned Wonder Woman with the anti-life equation. So now Wonder Woman has it. So, yeah. So then that's when you got Mr. Terrific talking to Oracle and they're trying to talk to each other. But the point is that Darkseid's minions have just uploaded the anti-life equation to the internet. And it's open up in an email and they're trying to stop the email from opening up, but they can't stop from opening up. So Oracle just like, "You need to get off the internet right now. Otherwise it's going to hit you." So she just unplugs it and just goes offline. Meanwhile, everybody that's on the internet right now has just got hit with the anti-life equation. Meanwhile, Barry and Wally have ran back a few weeks in the present time past what we've seen there. And what do they see? The whole world is just fucked up. Everything's gone. Everything's already been controlled because Darkseid has basically taken over weeks from now. And they're being hunted down by who? Wonder Woman, Big Barda, Batwoman, Catwoman, and Giganta. And they worship Darkseid now. To be continued. So, yeah, that's the story. So, like I said, this is kind of starting where everything starts getting fucked up. And did he leave? I think he left. Oh, well, that's cool. This kind of where everything's starting to get fucked up right now. But like I said, it's going to get better as we go along. So, yeah. Hold on. Oh, Eli, were you gone the whole time?
No, I was here. I got kicked out, but I was hanging.
Oh, you cool. You were there the whole time. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's what's going on in the store right now. So now it's just bleak and blark. So now you got Superman gone, Batman gone, Green Lantern's gone, Martian Manhunter's gone, Wonder Woman's gone. So, yeah. And Darkseid has just uploaded the anti-life equation to everybody on the planet. That's the story. So we're about halfway through now, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. Yeah, but anything else you got or?
No, I'm booked out. Just a side note, Miles Mayhem, that the bad guys unmasked were called Venom.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it was something like that. Okay.
I thought it was like Viper, but his ship was called the Viper.
Right.
I knew it was something with
like
a V.
Snake themes or something like that. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's an acronym for Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem.
Because of Miles Mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Mask and Mayhem. I'm sorry, Mask and Venom. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Mask and Venom.
Okay. Man, Eli, this was a long show. I didn't think it was gonna be this long.
Yeah, we barely had anything, and we went. That's what always happens when we don't have much to say. We went on. We went on some tangents.
Yeah.
We went way too long on Wonder Man.
Yeah, that's what it was. Wonder Man threw us off. That's what it was. I know it's gonna get same when we finally actually watch the show. So yeah. Yeah. If you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. Like I said, if you listen long at least 30 seconds, you affect the algorithm. If you like it, you affect the algorithm. Whatever you do, you affect the algorithm. You know, we survive on viewers like you. So yeah. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
Talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.